After the 2024 election, a lot of Democrats were left asking, what the hell just happened? We were supposed to win this one. Polls showed that Trump was unpopular, his policies were chaotic, and yet he won? Again? It's frustrating, right? But instead of just blaming Trump and the Republican Party, who, let's be honest, have their own mess, we need to talk about how Democrats fail to connect with voters in a real way. Because let's face it, something isn't working. For years, Democrats were the party of the working class. My parents, my grandparents, they were always voted Democrat because they believed the party fought for people like them. But if you talk to folks in the Rust Belt, in small towns, even in parts of big cities, you hear something very different now. They feel abandoned. And honestly, they're not wrong. Instead of leading with kitchen table issues, things like wages, healthcare, and making life easier for working families, Democrats have leaned heavily into identity politics and social issues. Now, don't get me wrong, these issues matter. But when your paycheck isn't stretching far enough to cover your rent, when grocery prices are through the roof, when your factory job just got outsourced, hearing politicians talk about abstract social justice ideas doesn't feel very helpful. It feels disconnected. That's how we ended up with places like Ohio and Pennsylvania, which used to be Democratic strongholds, flipping red. These voters aren't necessarily diehard Trump supporters. They're people who feel like Democrats stopped listening to them. And in the absence of a clear economic message, Trump swooped in and told them, I hear you. I'm fighting for you. Even if it's not true, he made them feel seen. And in politics, that's powerful. And it's not just the Rust Belt. Let's talk about Latino voters. For years, Democrats assumed they had the Latino vote locked down. And for years they did. But in 2024, we saw significant shifts, especially in states like Texas, Florida, and even New York. And if you ask Latino voters why they're moving towards the GOP, you'll hear a lot about economic struggles and crime. One community leader put it perfectly. We care about affordable housing, good jobs, and safe neighborhoods. But Democrats seem to be more focused on things that don't impact our day-to-day lives. That should be a wake-up call. These voters aren't turned to Republicans because they love Trump. They're doing it because they feel like Democrats aren't addressing their most immediate concerns. So where do we go from here? For starters, Democrats need to stop assuming they have certain voters locked in. They have to actually earn votes. That means showing up, not just during election season, but all the time. Democrats need to reclaim the working class vote by making it crystal clear. We are a party that fight for your job, for your health care, and your future. Not just in speeches, but in policies that people can actually feel in their daily lives. And let's talk about messaging, because let's be honest, Republicans have crushed Democrats in this area. Trump speaks in simple, emotional terms. He repeats things over and over until they stick. Meanwhile, Democrats throw out complicated policy plans that sound good on paper, but don't connect emotionally. We need to be better storytellers. We need to remind why Democratic policies will make their lives better, not just by explaining that the policies themselves, but ensuring that people understand that Democrats are for them. At the end of the day, this isn't about abandoning progressive values. It's about making sure everyone, from working class union members in Michigan to Latino small business owners in Arizona, feel like they belong in this party. Because if Democrats don't fix this now, we're going to be sitting here 4 years from now asking the same damn question. What the hell just happened? And honestly, that's not a future we can afford. So what do you think? Can Democrats turn their messaging around? Or are leaders just so simply out of touch that they'll never be able to connect with the average voter? Please leave a comment below telling me what you think. Leave a comment, subscribe, like, and always remember, progress isn't radical.